Oh, are you on here already? Oh, that's you.
No, it's not me.
Oh, that's not you?
I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to mosey on along.
So let's do this. YouTube.
Do you want to get
La la la. What up, lone survivor out there? Only person logged in. I guess the only person that's got the buttons hit. 2 people. Man, if y'all ain't hit the button to
or check your notification because sometimes
only person logged in. 8 people logged in.
YouTube turns off your notifications sometimes, so just double check it, make sure it's clicked. So you get all the notifications when Mr. Brando goes live. Where was I? Just trying to get to the channel.
How many's there?
I'm not sure, I'm not there yet, though. Daisy, stop it. Smacking you. Okay, it notified me. Thank you. Let me turn off my volume. Hello, everyone. Hit the like button. That's right, Shanta. What's up, girl?
10 toes to the G code. Look. Okay, wait, I'm tripping.
You are.
Hold up, I'm tripping.
38 people now in the room.
I'm about to race and start over. Let me get this party started. Okay, let me see what's going on now. 28 likes, 46 people. We ain't got 40 likes. Come on now, y'all. Let's do this thing. Come on now. Why y'all tripping on me? Can I get some love? Bring the cameraman. We can shoot our own narcos. I promise that the floor pan's nothing like the.
I don't know those words.
Oh, you don't know that? No. It's nothing like that model. For real.
Is Mother's Day this weekend?
I think it's Sunday.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
If you a mother, auntie, aunt, grandmother, distant somebody that supports somebody, for real, you know, and shout out my moms and shout out April's moms and shout out the whole crew. You know, they gang all day. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? Circumstance and situation, you gang.
Say good morning.
If you gang, you gang. You know what I'm saying? I can't help that.
Paul at the bottom, he just popped.
Tell my nickel Paul what's going on, dog. Love you, dog. For real. Thank you for protecting our freedoms. Shanta, what's going on? AJ Jordan, y'all see Daisy in the mix. Daisy halfway a mom. She's the mom to all food that falls on the floor.
Man.
If it falls on the floor, Daisy gonna be its mom because she gonna eat it.
Slave to food. I'll keep my
Russell Swanson gang. You know what it is. Shanta gang. Jeffrey Dockett gang. Wanda gang. Denise gang. Duffy Man 007. Love that name. Gang. Super Era Naga. Yo, what's going on? Jose Botello. Gang. AJ. Gang. Chef gang. You already know that's gang. Josie, that's my girl. Shout out Hawaii. Shout out that all my folks from Hawaii. I got about 40 people from Hawaii all invested on. Shout out Hawaii. If you in Hawaii and you in the mix, y'all need to show up and show out. Hawaii gets it done. If you in the Iraqi Dinar business and you ain't got a bunch of folk from Hawaii, man, you missing out. These people go hard for you. Chef gang, you know what it is, baby. Josie gang. O'Prel. Sullivan. It's a pretty name. Hey, Mr. Branham's B. What's going on, April B? James Powell, Chef Gang. Eduardo Martinez Santana. Blessings. Salutations, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Daniel and happy Id, y'all. Eduardo Sanchez. Gang. Man, Duffy, man. Fam in the house. You already know fam in my presence, man. Wherever I come through, it's gang. Revisionist Rod. I love that name. Hi. Hello. Kenneth Davis, gang, gang, gang. So when you see me, you say gang. When you see me, you say gang. Paul Lund, good morning, brother. Man, hey, man, shout out a real warrior, real hero right there, man. That dude's for real. Good morning, brother. I made it to your podcast. Shout out everybody over there doing what they do to protect our freedoms, man. Shout out my boy Paul. If y'all don't got love for my boy, then you definitely short bus material. Adam Atkins.
Bankroll.
Bankroll. I love that name, Bankroll. Bankroll. Gang.
That's what we talking about.
Will Gang. Denise Gang. And Denise, shout out Denise. And I'm going to tell you why shout out Denise real quick. Shout out Denise just for keeping it real all the time, man. She's steadfast in her beliefs and she love what she loves. But you know what? She's always gang. Donna D, gang. You know Donna D, gang, because my boy Bill, gang. Y'all know all these people. Rosie Gray. Happy Friday, girl. I hope your Friday's, going excellente. Paul Lund. Tony says gang, gang from the box. Tell Tony gang. Tell Uris gang. Tell all my people in the box. Tell all my people in Ukraine, over in Russia, because they know who they is.
What's the box?
Sandbox.
Oh.
Where I get my info from, right? It goes down.
Okay.
Eduardo Martinez Santana. Gang, gang for, man. If y'all don't love Puerto Rico, man, I'll be there soon. Trust me. With everything we talking about, I'll be there soon. Carlene Busby. I love that name. Busby. Who is Busby? Isn't that the Incredible Hulk?
No, you're thinking, yeah, you are. Bill Bixby.
Bill Bixby. Sorry about that. R39, he retracted his statement. Can't say gang on that. Robert Carroll, hi. Frederick Stahlbahn, gang. 45 people. I got 48 right here. Adam Atkins. That's my boy right there. Adon. I'm going to call you Adon. That's my white homie right there. He good folk right there. That's my good people. He good. He always comments, Adon. I'm not calling you Adam. You Adon. You black today, okay? Adon. Giving you some props. This dude hits me up all the time. Hey, what does that mean? What does that mean? This dude's a good dude. Donna D, you know what it is. Gang, gang for sure. Trying to think how many years. Dang. How many years? Honestly, y'all, I could do this show. I'm going to do this show. But when you think about it, how long we been rocking? 2-3 years? We got the lowest subscriber count of any YouTuber that does dinar, but we get the most views. Why is that? How are we the smallest dinar community, but was trend setting? We trend set. We did a lot of things, y'all. That was possible by y'all. Thank you, for real. Hey, Don, it's done. Yeah, hey, Don, that's my boy. Mary H. Saunders, that's a good lady right there. Tell Mr. Saunders hello. Eduardo Martinez Santan, smash the like button. If you ain't smashed the like button by now, please smash it. Oh, Pearl Sullivan, gang, gang. Oh, Pearl Sullivan, thanks. My mom gave a good name to her son. Show did, oh, Pearl. That's a dope name, though, oh, Pearl. Oh, Pearl. Yeah, that's a dope name, for real. I like that.
Okay.
Oprah, Orpell. Y'all shout out my boy, man. That's for real. And my dude, Super Era Naga, that's my dude, too.
It kind of rhyme. April, Oprah.
Oh, don't even make it like that.
I'm just saying the way it's spelled.
Get jelly.
Oh, my gosh. Really?
I'm just joking. That's so funny.
You already got the prize.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Look, I got a ring on it. Got a ring on mine, too. You know what I'm saying? G Squad. You know what it is? It's gang all day. Robert Montoya. Shout out Robert for posting, doing his thing. I give him shit. Love his controversial opinions, but you know what? You gotta love someone that's steadfast. Shout out my boy Robert Montoya. That's a good dude right there. Malcolm, what's going? Dude, Malcolm. That's my Forex. That's my trade dude. That Malcolm, dude, he's a warrior. I know he done made $1 million since doing this. Terry Roberts, man, hey, you want some bombs? I brought them. Brought a few. Just a few. I ain't want to get y'all confused with what I'm about to do, but I bought a few. Can we get to it? We good? Okay, let's do this thing. International Monetary Fund. Why do I have the IMF saved as a thing on a bookmark on my thing? I'm going to start this off with, to everybody in LISX, if you're involved in Mr. Brando, Patreon, if you're involved in, I'd rather you not be involved in that, but if you're a member of the Noble Institution, shout out LISX, which is a subject of that. I'm going to read y'all this, and this is the reason why you're involved in LISX. Now, you have to understand, LISX members, this is just for y'all right now. The currency hasn't made any value, so what I'm going to tell you is going to sound a bit mind-blowing, but there's not enough of it to really generate us anything at this point. But this is the reason why you're involved. Let me tell you why. In 2021, 15 ISX, that's the Iraqi Stock Exchange listed companies, decided to distribute dividends with a yield between 1 cent to 12.5 cents. And with an average yield of 4.2 cents, while in 2022, 3 companies announced dividend distribution. Decisions with yields between 3 cents and 5.2 cents. We expect to have dividend distribution decisions from other companies in the following months. That's why if you need to give a like just on that. If you are LISX, if you involved in the Noble Institution and you bought into this dream to diversify your income, that's the Holy Grail. That's why you do this. Dividend distribution. 12 cents? Listen, y'all, let's say you got 5 million. Can you do the math for me real quick? Or are you stuck in something?
Hold on, let me.
Because I could do it my darn self.
Okay, so you want to do?
Give me 5 million at 12.5%. What is that? Per share. Per share. I got 5 million shares.
5 million.
I got 5 million shares.
12.5.
How much is that?
Okay, give me a second. Hold on. Times 625.
$625,000. Now divide that by 120.
5,200.
If you were a member of LISX and the currency was worth $1, you would have made $5,000 off one stock just like that. Why haven't you joined the stock game? What y'all waiting on, man? What is you waiting on? I can't tell you. Now do the same number as 5 million at 5 cents and tell me how much that is.
Hold on.
It's gonna be half that.
Okay, so do 5 million, right?
5 million at 5.2 cents.
$260.
Divided by 120.
2,166.
Each person would have made $2,000. So let's just say you put in, for every block you own, you'd have made $500. Well, not even $100. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. 100 times 5 would be 5,000, and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Because it would have been distributed amongst your group. So evenly distributed amongst your group would have been 5,000 and some change off even distribution. How do you not love those numbers? 5,000 and so on and so forth.
Okay, so let me find.
Can I get back to the Benny?
Go ahead. The link is the Noble Institution still.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
And you could join.
Yeah, somebody's asking, so I'll post it.
Think about that. Now you have to remember there are fees taken out of those numbers for the company.
Unknown caller.
I don't answer WordPress interview questions while I'm doing interviews. Let me tell you why the LISX is so valuable. And let me paint a story and let me paint a picture, okay? We got 65 people, something like that.
67. But who's counting?
The reason why this is so important, if you've got this amount of companies paying dividends on LISX, what do they pay you on the currency? Because even at the nominal fractionable amount at $14.50, if I did the same numbers, LISX still made money. Didn't lose money. It made money. That money's not enough to distribute amongst the group, but guess what? We'll reinvest that, we'll distribute it again, and we'll just keep doing it. That's why you invest with a group like me. And I get these other people, man. Shout out Urdu. Shout out a lot of people, man. I like old girl. She talking about go out there and find you a trusted Iraqi businessman to do business with. Girl, I've searched the world over for a trustworthy Iraqi businessman. The only one I have found is at the exchange system in which I work, in which I serve my customers to. So what you're asking for, I would love for foreign investment to pool into Iraq. But honey, let me tell you something. Ain't a lot of trust going around in Iraq. So if you ain't talking about joining a squad, joining somebody to do something, unless you want to put the work in yourself, man, don't talk about stuff you don't understand. Just be real. Just being a buck with you. Direct them to someone that knows what they're doing, like myself. And I love you, Urdu, you good folk. I'm not saying nothing bad. But to invest blindly American people into some random Iraqi business person, and this is all hearsay, do not do that. Get with someone that's invested in the stock market, put your money into that, whether it's me or somebody else, and guess what? Ride that train till you can come home, okay? With the freedom of the stock exchange, you have to have freedom of society and freedom of movement. There's a lift that's going to happen between the Europeans and the Iraqi airway system. Once that airways is lifted, not only will tourism increase inside of Iraq as far as not just Muslim but Christian, but you have to look at it from the standpoint that business people are able to go back and forth, and therefore there can be private enterprise. And when they get done rewriting some of these laws that are out there to make people understand that it's okay to invest inside of Iraq without all this blue tape, then you're going to have more people that are going to want to invest because they're going to be able to travel back and forth and see the investment happen for themselves. Remember, inside of a free society, can I talk a little bit? Can I talk to these folks a little bit?
Go for it.
Do you really think they understand what I'm saying? Because I get all this jargon. Listen, when I post stuff on YouTube, you talk about explain this for the short bus. Y'all ain't the short bus. Y'all the long bus. All you got to do is say, hey, B, Uncle B, Brando, hit me up. Talk about this on the show. Because listen, a lot of y'all don't realize this. If you follow me on YouTube, you should follow me on YouTube. You should follow me on Twitter. If you don't follow Mr. Brando YouTube and you don't follow Mr. Brando Twitter, you're missing nuggets. Because I got people to put out information on April BB fan page, Mr. Brando fan page. I got that. I'm trying to give it to the people that ain't really there. Less than 2,000 persons. Because I don't really consider my whole YouTube fan base to be, I don't want to call it a fan base, but I want to call it a gang base. My gang to be only limited to certain avenues that are only available for certain social media aspects. Because this a gang. Our gang does all kinds of things. You find me? I'm just joking. Crip Mac. Shout out Crip Mac, man. Shout out all the YouTubers that do it for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love it when you do it. Remember, a free society contains certain things. Free travel, in and out of country. Free press. That's why when you hear people say fake news and this and that, you should be wary. It's not fake news. It's called free news. Free news that reports accurate information goes to free press. Number 3, sovereign currency. That you use your currency for everything. And listen, I ain't your cup of tea. I ain't go with you. Y'all don't like the references? Peace, man. I love y'all. But I'm going to tell y'all. I'm telling you the truth. I told someone earlier, if I got an evangelistic preacher on here with snakes and oil to tell him what I'm telling him, exactly what I'm telling it, but with snakes and oil, I'd have 100 million followers because that's what these people want is autocrat bullshit. Excuse my language. Apologize for my reproach. You feel me? I don't mean to sound so crash. My vocabulary, my lexicon is a little bit more vast. So let me refrain from using words that are of a nature that may be considered PG 13, 14. You feel me? Am I getting a thumbs up on that? Keep the language to a minimum.
It just said preach. That's all.
Y'all ain't ready for church.
It's
Y'all ain't ready for church. Y'all ready for church? I'm going to give it to you. Let me get back on it. With this statement, you got to... okay, listen. There are certain things that are going inside of Iraq right now that are mind-boggling, but ultimately interesting. Number 1, there's a lift on the European ban that's coming forth from Iraq in preparations of a meeting with IATA. And then next, here's a big thing. If anybody's a scholar of the Iraqi investment, as such as myself and a few other people, I would say you too, because me and you sat in that crappy little taco shop that one day we talked about 2 things. We talked about what 2 things we talk about?
cryptocurrency.
What?
And the Iraqi.
How long? Was that 10 years ago? Man, shit, that wasn't 10 years ago. I'm 10 years old.
It was 2017. But you were in dinar before I was.
Way before.
I was trying to pick my point.
And I told her, you need to buy this Bitcoin thing and you need to buy a bunch of Iraqi dinar. And no cap, I didn't even know what it was. You need to buy both those things. And I'm only missing on one. I'm still hitting 50% with my life. My 50% of my what? Can you love? Like a shovel.
What
like
you
a
talking
shovel.
about, Willis?
Man, like a shovel.
What you talking about,
That
Willis?
means they can dig it like a shovel.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah. Like
okay.
You square, man. You was a lame, man.
Whatever.
You was a square, man. Cause you was a square.
You're using those 70s references.
Man, cause I'm a 70s baby.
You cap.
You see the Hendrix on me? I'm no cap, ever.
You capping.
Man. Look, you're free your mind, your ass will follow. Goddamn right. Thank you, Auntie. Happy Mother's Day. Everybody out here showing you love. Okay, so let me keep it $1.50 with you. Not $1.50. You know what that means? bring rope. I got the shovel.
But ain't that a $1.50 when you cut somebody on their face? Oh, okay.
Gang lifestyle. You don't know the terminology. Don't put my gang out there. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with everybody right now. In the UAE has a merchant ship docked. This is gonna sound so crazy because we gotta explore this for just a few seconds. The UAE has a merchant ship docked in an Iranian port after a break of more than 20 years. Y'all listen. People talk about the normalization of Israel inside of MENA. More so, I would like to see a normalization of Iraq and Iran. More so Iran. Because all these peace talks are happening inside of Iraq. And people don't understand that Iran and the UAE haven't fooled around with each other in several 20 plus years. So to see ports docking there, as far as this investment's concerned, and these peace talks are happening inside of Baghdad, can somebody show me some love? Can I get some likes, please?
You getting them?
I'm getting them.
You getting them?
That alone, just if I had nothing else to tell you, should mean that the region, the box, the 19 countries inside of MENA, and if no one's ever described how many countries are inside of MENA, and if you don't know what MENA is, that's the Middle East, Northern Africa. It's called where the dollar, the euro, is going. It's shifting from Russia, it's going to MENA. And that's why what you and I want to see happen is going to happen. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about a lot. I'm going to talk about a redenomination. We're going to talk about all that tonight. You're going to be here in a minute, so sit still, get you some popcorn, pour you a little something to drink, or if you can't pour it, get you a beverage out the fridge. You're going to be here a hot minute, okay? So I'm just trying to explain this to you one time. Because one time is fine with me. I done did this show 50 times. I'm going to do it one more time. A cargo ship from the UAE docked there in after a hiatus of 21 years. Normalization in the region. You're going to see normalization of Iran before you see normalization of before Israel inside of MENA. Oh shit. I don't need it. I don't need it. It's all good. I ain't worried about that shit. It's a floor. Now, what I am going to tell you is this. Inside of that region, inside of what's happening, can you not see the radicalism why they would not support Israel before they would support Iran? Persian is Persian, whatever. However, they're supporting Iran first. That's huge for our investment. So goes the Iran nuclear deal. So goes normalization in the region for Iran. They get their money from China. They don't cause trouble. Guess what? Everything cools off within the region. You want to see a normalized region. Now, the International Monetary Fund says that Iraq is going to have huge global achievements with inside of, especially with GDP growth, and as far as them having reserve growth in the year of 2022. There are several countries that are going to have exceptional growth. I'll go through them. Saudi Arabia's revenues are expected to hit $327 billion, which is 28%. Libya's annual revenues for the current year are going to hit $40 billion. The UAE's going to hit $190 billion. $46 billion for sorry about that. $46 billion for UAE, which is a $46 billion or 46% increase. The Kuwait revenues will hit $102 billion. And that's at an annual exchange rate of 46%. So that ought to tell you that all of these all of these Middle Eastern countries are going to have exceptional GDP growth. And guess who's the number one GDP grower of all of them? Iraq. You can't have exceptional growth, exceptional outcomes. And that's why they're grossing $150 billion for the year. Deserves to have them at the top of the list. And oil prices rose during 2022 above $100. If you've been keeping up with oil like I do, like you play the options game and you play it the long way, then you've also noticed that that your options play is going to increase because WTI's about to add $1 to their revenue. So if you did it like I did it, you're about to see a little bit of change. And then also you're about to to see an increase in oil revenues because oil remains above $100. I said earlier this year, and if you go back, stated way back in the winter, oil is going to be over $100 right now. That doesn't make you smart. You know what that makes you? Thorough. That's all it makes you is thorough. You're keeping up with the investment. Now you're going to reap the benefits. So if you're investing in this channel, which your investment is your time, you see what I'm saying? You invest an hour. If you don't listen to the things I say and take practical use to those things, because I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I pretend to be. But if you practically applied all of these things, or some of these things, you would have already made money inside the investment, whether you're an LISX holder or just simply a currency holder. But either way, what type of person don't want to make any money? The leader of the state of law, and here's the thing, y'all, I'm going to tell you this. Anything the state of law puts out, I don't believe. I believe it's Maliki or the framework's propaganda machine, and I take it as such that they're full of absolute crap. I don't believe a thing they said. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they say they have this new alliance with these different axes and these different poles, and guess what? This disintegration of the Triple Alliance. Why is it every political adversary that's ever been a political adversary since the time of, I'm going to use his name as Hitler, talking about, like the whole thing, symbolism thing. The very first thing they're going to point out for their political adversaries is two things. One, there's a breach within their system, such as leaks, bullcrap like that. And the next is they're going to name somebody a pedo-ile. Does that make sense? Pedo-ile. People that like, CHILDs. You see what I'm saying? I don't believe anything these people say for any reason because I'm a free thinker. Now, with that, because they say the tripartite alliance is falling apart, they're saying that their things are going to hell, Halabusi's having trouble with the Sunnis, and they're trying to paint this very ugly picture because the realization of everything is this, y'all. They had 40 days to form a government. They were the bottom third. They were the bottom feeders. They couldn't form a government. Within that time frame, they effed up. Now, with them sitting there effing up, guess what? They have to have an excuse to why they couldn't do the very thing they said they could do. Because you're the political adversary. Listen, if you have a political group, just like they do, and you got 1 and 2, one person can be the righteous one and say, I want to do all this stuff, I want to help people and do all this. You're going to have an adversary. As long as the adversary doesn't outweigh the protagonist, the antagonist won't win. And the problem with Iraq is the dog has been wagged by the tail way longer than it has been wagged by the dog. That's why I'm going to get into a little story real quick. Let's talk about a LOP. Let me explain a LOP. Okay. A redenomination means this. I'm going to explain it simply. To all you people out there that know what a LOP is, I'm going to take 3 seconds. I'm going to look at my phone. If you know what a LOP is, please just hit a thumbs up, a yes, a no, whatever. I'll explain it. You have 30 seconds. I'm doing it from right now. 30 seconds. Do you know what a LOP is? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. Let me tell you why the Iraqi dinar is not going to LOP. Okay, keep going with the yeses. Blow it up. Blow it up. And if I'm wrong, give me a finger in the middle, straight to me. For real, don't be scary. The problem with people is when you don't hear the stuff that's wrong, you don't call it out. I'm out here calling out people by myself. I'm running gang stuff. I'm doing what I do. Leader of a gang. Y'all don't call me out, you can't call out anybody. So if you hear someone talking about some quantum physics.
They throwing you the thumbs up.
Thumbs up? Okay, let's talk LOP. Let me tell you why Iraq can't LOP. Number one, they're building cron units for electricity as well as natural gas. to fulfill not only their own country, but to set Europe afire as a new European market that they're going to try to help and aid and substantiate as far as liquid gas, as far as petroleum. Number two, they're trying to build 5,000 schools. They're trying to build 5,000 hospitals. They're trying to finish the port of Al-Wa. They're trying to finish the pipeline in northern Iraq to go away from where Iran is all the way over to Qatar so they can quit siphoning the gas off, that the Barzani family is going to go ahead and steal that money, which you know Barzani is in bed with Iran, because you already know people are telling them, look, we can't steal this without you, so guess what we gonna do is we gonna cut you in. That's why the Barzanis only have $350 million in their coffers when the Iraqis have over almost $70 billion. Can I talk? Can I talk a little ish? Or should I sit here and be quiet? Because I really don't think you catching me when I'm dropping.
They listening.
Peep game. You know Barzani was in it with the Iranians, because how you going to steal all of our pipeline and not be involved when it goes through your region? That's why the oil and gas law inside of Kirkuk is mucho importante. That's why the Turks are down there fighting in northern Iraq with the Turkishmen over there to oust the Barzani family, because honestly, that's really what's going down. And they're going to say, B, why are you getting excited? Why are you hollering at us? We catch it. Because that's what they're going to say. You know what I'm going to say? You ain't caught stuff I left from 2 years ago. How you going to catch me
Break
today?
it down one more time.
Man, damn, man. Am I a butcher or am I reporting the news?
It's for the slow bus. Go ahead. Say it one more time.
Peep game. How you know what's happening is what's happening, and I'll tell you why. They put out all this misinformation about the Triple Alliance, Halabusi, and the Sunnis, because they know that these folks are in bed with Barzani. Barzani's already in mucho importante business with the Iranians because of the pipeline that went through northern Kirkuk, in which the Turkishmen are fighting Turkey and the Turkishmen right there in northern Iraq. Now, you have to see the country like I do. I know people don't see it like in 3D. That's why you see me looking up. I'm visualizing. So from there was a pipeline that ended right there. That pipeline was being hooked and crooked from Barzani family to the Iranians, and they were selling that oil on the open market. So when they came down and the federal government came back and said the oil and gas line outside of Kirkuk is illegitimate, where's the money? That's why Barzani and them don't have any other choice but to play the game, because if not, they're going to be arrested. And that's all coming. Whether you want to see it or not, it's obvious. Because I, being your average YouTuber, can see it. What do you think the federal constraints see? Peep game. Now, with that pipeline moves from over there next to northeastern Iran over to Qatar. That oil gets shipped off, and that's why they're building a Kron plant. A Kron plant is a plant that houses all the energy, whether it could be liquid gas, it could be oil. You put all and it gets distributed from that Kron plant out. They cost anywhere between $200 million and $500 million, or $1 trillion, depending on the size and the capacity of said plant. Mm-hmm. However, they're building said plant there so they can bypass them stealing that oil out of Iraq, going into Iran, and it goes over into Europe where it's supposed to go. And that's why you're seeing all this pipeline news in northern Iraq. And Turkey's fighting for that not because they're just these good old boys and blah, 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 because they feel like those oil rights are theirs by nature. Because they don't consider the Kirkuks real Kirkuks. They consider them Turkishmen being part of Turkey. And that's why Turkey occupying northern Iraq is a bad thing. Is this a history lesson?
Mm-hmm. Man. You breaking it down.
Look, Paul said, after this, bro, you might need a BG. After these bombs, yes, it was as far as the theft was concerned. All right, Paul, you don't have to. Bruh. I'm telling them the news because, listen, how is it that I'm the only YouTuber with the least amount of followers, the most amount of views, but guess what? I'm spitting the most amount of game. I love this stuff. This is what I live for. And yeah, the last couple of weeks I've been a little sad. You know what? I'm a big boy. I got my big boy draws on. I'll get over it. You know what I'm saying? But today, on Wednesday, We were blessed. Oh, and I'll finish the lop right after the blessing. Okay? MP Adel Hadi Hassani announced on Wednesday its acceptance of initiative of the leader of the Sadrist movement by Mustaq Al Sadr. With his group brings 35 people. Sadr already had 200 people. We know it was solidified during Ramadan because the other alliance, the coordinating framework, tried to get them out. They wouldn't go. 35 plus 200 is 235. Now, that means we control, or excuse me, I say we as if I have a vote. I digress. We don't have a vote. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that now, if this is true, Sadr has the controlling majority, and anything you see about the framework only having 166 people, they cannot. Mathematically, it is incorrect. Stop following guru trash and do the math for yourself. Okay? Last but not least, let's finish with the lot, because I've kept y'all here a while. Right? I've kept you here a moment. With Iraq having a need for gas, with Iraq having a need for electricity, with Iraq having a need for food rations, with Iraq having a need for rewriting of laws, with Iraq having a need for all these different things, do you think on their list of things to get done is a lop of their currency? Oh, that's right. We got to build hospitals. We got to have food rations. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. And let's lop the currency and then create a whole new polymer currency because you know what? That absolutely makes sense in the grand scheme of things of all the things we're doing. As on top of us building all these crop plants, and we've already stated the IMF and the World Bank that guess what? We weren't going to lop the currency. We were going to keep it in conjunction for 10 years. Stop following guru bullshit. Stop. That bus ain't that small. Dude, remember what you read. And if you don't remember what you read, hit Uncle B. He remembers. Of all the list of things to do you think on their grand list of things, they included to lop their currency and to reinstate it with a polymer? The lop happened with the Saddam era currency. They told the IMF and the World Bank the notes that are currently in existence were going to coexist for 10 years. That means a $25,000 note, people, if you're noting this, does not become $25. It's 1,025s. Just like there's no $1,000 notes in circulation in the United States. That's the biggest note. We had a $10,000 note, that got retired. $1,000 note, that got retired. The 25,000 note, as you know it, will not be the same. You'll probably see notes in Iraq in the near future from 1,000 all the way down to a dollar dinar coin. You dig me? How you know it's true? They can't afford to read. Do you know? I don't think people understand this. Do you know the Iraqi dinar is one of the world's safest currencies? It's one of the very hardest to actually forge. Do you know, depending on bill cycle and bill number, they have 4 different watermarks on it? 4. And it goes for bill cycle and number. And every time you think you figure it out, they change it slightly and change the watermark to a different location.
You mean a different location on the bill?
On the watermark, yes. Mm-hmm. It's the world's safest currency. Why would you spend all that money to create the world's safest currency to lop it? That makes 0 sense. 0. Now, if you're talking about a lop in the sense of the way I would talk about one, which is not truly a lop, it's digitizing their system. That's why they've come out with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, ration cards. Everything's going to digitization because you know what? That's the only way you don't have to lop the currency, keep the current values, they turn in their currency, and don't, man, I'm going to tell y'all something just because I'm feeling real fly. If the currency comes out below 30 cents, that's a sucker's rate. If you see the currency come out at 20, man, I'm talking. Let me shut up. I'm shutting up. Y'all, we done. I'm done. I'm not talking about them. April done gave me the look.
You don't do what?
I'm going to do dates. I don't do rates. I don't do those. Okay. I'm breaking my old damn rules.
Right.
Y'all, I love y'all. I love this. I'll give you this before I go.
Okay.
Why is it in Lebanon they had almost $90 million of Iraqi money stolen and no one would go after recover it? Well, A, because they know two things. One, if that money is sitting in those banks, it was smuggled outside of Iraq. So A, it's stolen. And then B, those names of those fake shell accounts, what are you saying?
Daisy.
Oh, those names of those fake shell accounts out there would lead back to how you actually stole the money. They don't sell dollars. You want to know why? Because one $25,000 note is worth 1/4 times more than what a dollar's worth. That's why they steal. That's why they steal dinars. They don't steal dollars. They steal dinars.
What do we think Sadr is going to do on the 10th?
Return it back to the independents to form their own government. He's going to give. Listen to me now. Sadr is going to give everybody an opportunity to form the government now that he's given the coordination framework. Because if he doesn't give the independents the opportunity to form their own government without him, he didn't give them the same respect. And remember, in in Persian culture, in I don't know how to put this, Middle Eastern culture, they're just like the Asians. They want to save face. By him, he can't disrespect them and expect them to join them. So he's going to give, between now and the 10th, expect to see articles come out that says Sadr allows the independent MPs to try to form their own government. It won't happen. With the independents that have joined his group, by the 12th to the 15th, but between the 12th and the 20th, I expect to see a government at least halfway formed, or at least the nucleus thereof. And that's it. Y'all almost got me to go there. Almost talked about them rights. Thank you, wifey. Because I don't do that. I ain't talking about no rights. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all can't.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Happy Mother's Day. And I mean this sincerely. It's not that y'all can't handle it. But there's so much controversy that's derived just from the news. Could you imagine if I speculated on the dates and gave the reasons behind it? And the rates? It ain't worth the trouble. I love y'all. I think you guys are fantastic. I think you are doing everything you do to make yourself whole and welcome. Please, if you haven't, listen, I thought I'm passing a plate. If you haven't joined the Noble Institution, you need to join that. If you want to be a part of Financial Fridays and you're a Noble member and you're not somehow, let me know that I can add you to the group chat and I'm going to mix up the girls and the guys and we're going to go for it. And from here on out, I'm going to grow that group. And the next thing I want to grow beyond that is the Twitter group. Because you said we could go live on Twitter a little bit like Clubhouse.
Yeah, so it'll be like Clubhouse. You won't see the visual. It'll only be audio.
And I want my Twitter followers we're going to create a group because and it don't have to be me create it. If someone else could create an Iraq group, I would join it. I would like to be a moderator if possible. That way we can keep everything controlled. But I would like...
You pick a moderator. You host.
I do all that. So this weekend I'll try to figure that out. And if I can figure it out, I'll try to grow that community. Because if you want to talk about Iraq every day and you want to know something every day about that, then I think that would be something that would be interesting to you.
Or it would be an area for you to ask your questions sometimes.
Ask questions, and then also we could encourage people again to join the Noble Institution. Listen, if they're paying out between 5 and 12% dividends, and we have between 5 million and 10 million shares, why wouldn't you join? What's stopping you? You made more money doing that than the $100,000 or the $200,000 dinar you have. What do you? I mean, is it because it's me? Is it me? Is it because it's me? It could be because it's me. And I could dig that. And I'm not mad at that. But my prejudice is green. Man, y'all, love this conversation. Love what we're doing. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend with Mother's Day. I hope y'all have an awesome day to celebrate with your sisters, your mothers, your aunties, and everybody. We gonna sit here and I'm gonna spend it with the two most fabulous ladies in my life. One downstairs barking like she crazy, and one up here like she ready to go eat. I love y'all, man.
Ready to go eat. Ready to go to little girl's room.
She gotta go. I gotta go to the little boys' room. So y'all be good, man. I love y'all, man. For real. Peace out. Thank you.
That's why I'm sitting here.